What is up, awesome Algebra 2 students? This is lesson 14, and our objective is how do you write the equation of a line given only 2 points or given a point and a slope, which is actually easier than given 2 points. In order to do that, we just need to do a quick review. First of all, remember your slope-intercept form. That's y equals mx plus b, where m is the slope and b is the y-intercept. This is what we want to write our answers in, unless told to write it in some other form. So just plan on always writing your answer in this form, y equals mx plus b, which we call the slope-intercept because it uses a slope and a y-intercept. Another one you need to know is how to find the slope of a line. Slope of a line, so pretty much all you need to do to find the slope of a line is any 2 points on that line. So through this red point, x1, x2, and through this green point, x2, y2. So what you do is you do the rise, how much it goes up and down, which would be the y values. The second y value minus the first y value, y2 minus y1, divided by the difference of the x values, x2 minus x1, x2 minus x1. So notice these green numbers here and here came from that second point there, and the red numbers came from here. And just please remember that the y's go on top. That's something that a lot of people make a mistake on, is they get these mixed up. So the y's go on top, x's go on the bottom. And then a new one that actually the book doesn't necessarily talk about, but I definitely like this way. And you don't necessarily have to know it, but please go ahead and write it down, is your point slope form. It uses a point and a slope. So notice here's the slope of m, and uses the point x1, y1. So remember, our equation up here has a y in it and it has an x in it. So notice this one down here has a y in it and has an x in it. But these green numbers and this red number will replace with numbers from a point and from our slope. So it would be y minus y1 is equal to m times the quantity of x minus x1. Okay, so if you don't already have these 3 equations in your quick reference, please do so just right now. Pause the video, write these down in your quick reference. Excellent, good job. Alright, so let's do this. This is actually going to be practice A, and practice B we're going to go through. And let's see, it says find the equation of the line that passes through this point, negative 2, 4, and through this point, 3, 1. So what we're going to do is we're just going to name these points in here. This is going to be x1, y1, and this is going to be x2, y2. x2, y2. So we're just going to plug those in. Notice here, these numbers are from my first point, and these numbers are from my second point. So this is going to be y2, which is negative 1, minus y1, which is 4, divided by x2, which is 3, minus x1, which is a negative 2. So negative 1 minus 4 is negative 5. 3 minus a minus 2 is going to be 3 plus 2, which is 5, which comes out quite nicely to just be a negative 1. And yes, we would write it as a negative 1, not negative 1 over 1. Alright, so there's 2 different ways to solve this. This is my preferred method here on the left. I will use the slope that I found here, and I can use actually either point that I want, but I'm just going to use this first point in there. So I'm going to say y minus y1, which remember up here y1 is a 4. So it's going to be y minus 4 is equal to m, that slope is this m here that I've just found. So it's negative 1 times x minus x1, and x1 is a negative 2, so minus a minus 2 would be plus 2. Use that distributive property, y minus 4 is equal to negative x minus 2. I'm going to add 4 to both sides to put it in that slope-intercept form. Y is equal to negative x plus 2. And notice that slope is negative 1, which is what we found. And if you wanted to check it, you could plug these points in here, and this should come out to be true. So let's just check real quick. Let's see, is 4 equal to negative 2 plus 2? Well, is 4 equal to 2 plus 2. Well, yes, that does work out. And you can try that other one as well. Is negative 1 equal to a negative 3 plus 2? Well, negative 1 is equal to negative 3 plus 2. Yeah, negative 3 plus 2 is negative 1, so yes, that does check out. So both those points are on the line. It has a slope of negative 1, so this is indeed our equation. Now another way to do that, another way to solve this, and this is actually the way that the book shows, which works out pretty well, and it's actually like kind of one less equation, I guess, to memorize, is just to use the slope-intercept form, which we already know. Well, here we know the slope, right? The slope is negative 1. And then here we know a point, an x and a y on the line. So what we're going to do is we're going to plug in the slope, and we're going to plug in these x's and y's, and then we'll have to find the y-intercept. So the slope, so again, I'm going to still use the same point. So the y is 4 equals my slope, which is negative 1, multiplying it by my x value, which is negative 2. And then I'm going to say plus b, because I don't know what my y-intercept is. Because remember, this is a different way to do it, so we didn't necessarily know it from over here, right? So this is a different way to solve it. So let's see here, this is going to be 4 is equal to, well, negative 1 times negative 2 is going to give me positive 2 plus b. Trying to solve for that b, I'm going to subtract 2 from both sides, and I will get b is equal to 2. Well, now what I know b is, which is, remember, my y-intercept, and I know my slope from up here, I can just plug that in, and my final answer will be y is equal to mx, which is negative x, plus b, which is 2. So you can notice here, either method you get the same answer. It just depends on which one you like better. Let's try one more here. This is practice B. And this one is actually slightly different, but actually, if you ask me, a little bit easier. One less step to do. It says, find the equation of a line with slope of this that passes through this point. So notice on the last one, it gave me just 2 points, and I had to find the slope first. Now it gives me the slope, and it gives me 2 points. So I'm just going to call this is my m, and this is my x1 and my y1. So let's just go to town. We got 2 different ways that we're going to solve it. Both ways, just to show that they do both work out, and that you can use either one you want. So I'm going to say y minus y1, which is going to be 6, is equal to m, which is negative 2/3, times x minus x1, which is a negative 3, so minus a minus 3 makes it a positive 3. Now let's just set out trying to solve this. It's going to be y minus 6 is equal to, send that in, negative 2/3 x plus negative 2/3 times that positive 3 is just going to give me, thought bubble here, negative 2/3 times 3/1. Those 3's reduced, gives me negative 2. So I'm actually going to this to say minus 2. Trying to solve that for y, I'm going to add 6. Now we'll get y is equal to negative 2/3 x plus 4. There's my equation. And let's try this other way. I'll do this other one in red. So again, I'm going to plug in negative 2/3 for that m. For my x and my y, I'm going to use these points right up here. So it's going to be 6 is equal to 2/3 times negative 3, also negative 3/1, just to make that simpler, plus b. So I have 6 is equal to positive 2 plus b, subtract 2 from both sides, and I get 4 is equal to b, which is my y-intercept. So then I'll plug that in. Y is equal to mx, negative 2/3 x, plus b, which is 4. And again, notice we get the same equation either way, so pick which one you like better. Your homework assignment starts on page 79. You're going to do number 5 through 19, all of those, and then 5 more of your choice for a total of 20. I know you're going to do excellent. Ask questions if you have them. Good luck.